It's the Fellowship of the Geek Show, a weekly podcast about comics, the comic book industry, and other geek pop culture. Music courtesy of Manny the Martyr. And now, on with the show!
Hey there, everybody. It's the Fellowship of the Geeks podcast. My name is Thomas Chick, and joining me for this episode is Mike Marlowe.
Hey, gang.
Les Webster.
Hello, all.
And Liz Newman.
Hello, everybody.
How are you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Not bad.
Embalmed.
Mm.
Okay. This should be interesting.
Thinking I may have to surrender my black eyeliner and combat boots to Mikey.
I don't think I can wear your black combat boots. I don't know. I think my feet might be bigger than yours.
I say I do have a tiny foot.
What about the other one?
Yeah, you know.
It suffers from elephantitis.
Yep.
Oh, boy. Hope everybody's doing okay out there. So what's been going on in your corner of the galaxy?
There was something I finished watching, but I can't remember what it was, so apparently it wasn't that good.
Oh, The Boys?
Supernatural.
Different kind
Yeah,
of
I started that, but yeah, like I say before show, I don't know if I'm looking forward to finishing that one, so I may wait for it all to be over. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I think it's the IFC has been doing a night court marathon during the day. And it's kind of cool because it's kind of worked out that Phil and the boys had to work all weekend. So I had the house to myself. Woohoo! So that came on. I didn't realize how many guest stars had come through there.
Oh, yeah.
And some of the silly ways that they brought them in. I mean, it was a court show, so it was kind of easy. You know, here's the
Defendant of the week.
Right, you know. But that's kind of been cool. But then Phil had asked me today, he was like, how many of these people are still alive? And it's like, I don't know. Down the Google rabbit hole. Yeah. Well, come to find out, almost everybody is dead from that show. And it's sad because it's not really an old show. I mean, I guess it is, but
it was 40 years ago. I mean,
was it 40?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the mid-80s.
God bless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, I remember watching that one. But I guess the last one we lost was Bull from there. That's kind of been neat to catch up on that show. But no, I haven't really. I'm still coloring. My birthday's tomorrow. Yay! But I had Phil buy me a nice set of gel pens. And I don't like them.
Wow.
I just had to have.
Does Phil know this?
Right.
It
No.
does now.
He doesn't listen. It's fine.
When he paid for these, I don't want to tell him that, you know. I went with Castle. Now, Castle is a pretty good art brand. They're not the best, but they're not, like, low quality either, you know. So I bought a couple of sets of pencils and, you know, the gel pens. And, you know, 100 gel pens. But I got to playing with some of them. And some of them don't color. Some of them don't write. Some of them, when you're writing with them, they'll skip out, and you have to shake it. You guys remember middle school, and you had to shake your pens real hard to get the ink to the bottom. It's like, these are brand new. You know, I shouldn't have to be fucking breaking my wrist shaking these things, you know. So I don't know. I thought it would be easier. Here's where I messed up. I was doing a portrait the other day, and I had noticed that the way that I burnish my coloring after I'm done, it kind of smeared over what I wanted to leave white. So it's like, you know, I need a white pen because white colored pencils does not work on white paper. It doesn't. It works to lighten a color or, you know, maybe leave an area absent where you can color over it. But anyways, it doesn't work. So I bought a gel pen then to, you know, do my little white dots and everything else. Well, the brand that I got is what I should have went with, because these are called Ohuhu, Ohuhu. These are like the best pens ever. The ink is smooth. Back in my office supply whore days, I would have fell in love with these pens. I would have loved to have wrote with them that, you know, it's smooth. So I was thinking, well, I could probably color with something that comes out this fast and smooth like that, you know. So I went ahead and added the gel pens with the colored pencils I was getting, and they're just not, these are not the same quality at all. So I don't know if I should get a hold of the manufacturer and be like, hey, you know, out of 100 pens so far, I have found 5 that won't even write. You know, I haven't gone through all of them, but so far the ones I have. So then you can also see that not all of them were filled to the same level. Some of them are filled less than the others. And it's like, you know, this is supposed to be a better brand. You know, like I said, it's not Prismacolor or anything, but it's supposed to be a better art brand, you know. So I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed with them. So if you ever need recommendations on gel pens, go with Ohuhu. I think that's how you say it. Ohuhu? Yeah, I don't know. But they're really good. So I'm going to see if they make like colors, because the only pack that I could find so far is white, silver, and gold. And I can't do a whole picture of that. So.
Oh, come on.
Right.
It's
Would
gotta
be interesting.
Draw a trophy or something. You could do it.
Well, I've been working like on a like black light kind of space picture, because my desk light, most of the time, like if Phil goes to bed before me or whatever, I don't want the bright light on, I will make my desk light like a dark blue. And so these neon colors have like really been popping. And it's like, ooh, I want to do a whole picture like that. So,
Cool.
I mean, like I said, it was just, some of them just won't color. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'll let you know next week what I do.
Stay tuned, kids.
Stay tuned.
I say that. I think we're taking next week off, so
Oh,
stay very, very tuned.
so I got 2 weeks to do something with it.
There you go. See?
More time.
Perfect.
I'm sure I'll figure it out, you know. Maybe I just need to hang them upside down or something. I don't know.
Yeah. That'll do it.
Kind of weird.
No idea what that'll do. But anyway.
Yeah. Make all the the ink drain down.
Yeah. By the way, there is one cast member still around. Marsha Warfield is still alive.
And Journal Arquette.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
right.
Those two.
Yep.
That's what we had found out. Just those two are alive.
Yep.
Mac died. Harry, Marky.
Yep. What was her name?
Is Bull gone?
Bull is gone.
Bull's gone.
Yeah. He
He
just
died
went to the lag last year.
22. Yeah.
Because he didn't want to appear in the new version.
I think the first one who died was the older bailiff, the older lady.
Yeah, what was
Oh
her
yeah,
name?
Selma.
Velma.
Thelma.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think she was the first one to die of cancer. And I think that's what Marky died of, too, was cancer.
Yeah, she did. Yep.
Yeah, it was kind of sad. you know?
It's a reality check. Makes you realize how old the show was. 86 was when it started.
It is. And then there was a picture the other day going around of Ozzy. And he just announced he had something. I forgot exactly what it was. I don't know if it's dementia or something. But, he was walking with a cane and he was kind of, hunched over and stuff and had someone help on him. And it was like, damn, we're getting to that point now where we're going to start losing all of our, legends,
Now we're getting to that point.
Yeah, well, I mean, we have
We've been
lost.
losing legends the whole time. It's just
We-
now
we
we're losing some
have.
to old age.
Yeah, that's what yeah. They're getting to that age now where we're gonna, it's sad. And especially someone like Ozzy, who is probably, his body is probably about 3 times his age just from everything that he's put it through with touring and drugs and,
And more drugs.
partying and
Drugs.
wild women.
And alcohol. Don't forget alcohol.
And alcohol, yeah.
And drugs.
Mm-hmm. Did somebody mention drugs?
Right.
I didn't hear anybody mention drugs. Did you?
Didn't think.
Les did.
Les is
Did
always
Ozzy
talking
do
about drugs.
Yeah.
Ozzy who?
Or did drugs do Ozzy? Oh, man. But boy, I'll tell you what, if you ever want to find you someone who loves you the way that Sharon loves Ozzy. Because she has stuck with that man through everything, Made him who he is. She's like Kris Jenner without the plastic daughters. She was the momager. She got him out there. And early in his career, if it wasn't for her fighting for him, I don't think he would be the person he is today.
They're an interesting couple.
Yep. Nope, that's all I got.
Oh, that was a pass and a half. Anyway. Oh. Any conversation that ends with Ozzy is, I don't know how to describe that. But anyway. Well, gosh, okay. I guess I need to have done something this week, huh? Which fortunately I did. I watched a movie. I know, right? I watched an old movie.
Do
No
tell,
way.
do tell.
The shocks just keep coming, don't they? Well, I'm kind of, as I'm meandering through all of these places that stream movies, I'm finding myself probably, whether it's intentional or not, it's mostly hasn't been, but I guess maybe a little bit, prepping for a future episode. This time around, I watched a movie called Attack of the Crab Monsters.
Oh.
This is from 1957. I know,
Yeah.
that was, his reaction was a little disturbing, wasn't it? Produced and directed by Roger Corman. This is one of his earlier ones too. This is like one of the first handful, and you can tell by the budget, because honestly, okay, I let me back up and do this the way I usually do it. Brief synopsis. A group of scientists and some sailors have gone to a remote island in the Pacific to try to find the last expedition that came to this island and never came back. Which, that sounds like a real great career move, doesn't it?
Right.
And it doesn't, because this is a relatively short movie. It's like 62 minutes. It doesn't take them long to figure out that there's weird shit on this island, and they almost immediately relate it to radiation from the Bikini Atoll tests. Apparently, although they aren't very specific, apparently this is not far from there.
Isn't that where they tested the nuclear bombs and stuff in the water?
Yes.
Do you know that's actually what SpongeBob, they based it around too?
I am not surprised.
Yeah.
It's a little weird and a little oddly philosophical, but
Right.
I'll accept it.
I had to throw that in there.
It's cool.
I'll allow that.
Right.
I'll buy that for $1.
Oh man, I wish there was a quotable line like that in this movie, but there really wasn't. Yeah, so weird shit happened to to the people that the first expedition, and so the second one, weird shit starts happening. For one thing, there are occasional explosions and chunks of this island like fall into the sea. So through the course of this whole movie, the island is shrinking, like dramatically, as in like it's practically gone by the end of the movie. It's kind of fun. But I kind of even hate to spoil it too much. I mean, it's not a spoiler to say there are crab monsters. Describing exactly what they are would be weird. Would be too much. I think people should actually watch this movie because it is. I will grant you, it is hard to look at times. I mean, and it's not. It's the monsters are awful. I'm just gonna put it out there. The monsters look terrible. They look like they're made from paper bags. Probably because they were. But
Probably.
some of the story elements and some of the sciencey stuff is actually, it's weird as shit, but it's not bad. It's actually kind of an interesting story. It's out there. I'm not gonna lie, but there's some fun elements to it. There's some weird stuff. I mean, they're talking to these they to say that they find the previous expedition would be a stretch, but they do end up communicating with them. And so I definitely think people should check this out. It is a very weird movie. It's got a lot of weird visual shit to it. There's a lot. It looks a lot less islandy than an island movie should most of the time. I mean, there's a lot of indoor shots, for example. I mean, there's a house. There's like a prefab house built there. That's where all their offices and sleeping quarters are. And it's still there from apparently the last expedition. And a significant amount of the movie is shot inside that house, so you can't even tell you're on an island. It's hard to tell with the caves. There's not really water in the caves. I mean, there is one at one point when they're swimming, but there's a couple of scuba shots, and I think they shot those in one of the big aquariums, probably in LA. But generally speaking, it's not a bad movie. I mean, like I said, the effects are awful, but other than that, it's actually pretty fun. I also apparently, I think the unintentional part is I keep unintentionally stumbling across Russell Johnson. He is in this movie and actually plays a pretty big role in it. Not the star, but a pretty big role. So that's fun.
That's cool.
I liked it.
I too enjoyed that movie.
I would never have guessed.
Wow.
I think I've seen it,
Just
but
from your
it's
reaction when I mentioned it, when I named
been a
it.
while. Once again, it was probably like Elvira or
Oh, almost certainly.
something. Yeah.
But now it's all over the internet, so you can find it just about anywhere.
I'll have to watch that
I
again.
think I watched it on Tubi, but I think it's also on YouTube.
Cool.
It was better than I expected it to be. I'll put it that way.
And only an hour, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Short and to the point.
That was before you did Little Shop of Horrors, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Little Shop was 60?
I think that was 60. This was 57.
Yeah.
I think the thing said it was a double feature with Not of This Earth. Yeah.
And which site did you watch this on?
I believe I watched this one on Tubi,
Okay.
but I think you can also find it on YouTube.
Pretty cool.
Okay. Wes?
I found a site on YouTube called Big Action Bill. Big Action Bill reviews movies, and he mainly reviews Godzilla movies,
Ooh.
which is fun because you get to find out the backstory of each of these things. And his episodes are anywhere from like 40 minutes to 25 minutes. But it's really fun to listen to this guy tell you exactly what happened. And so I was watching this, I came across a movie, I said, okay, I'll watch that. And the movie was Ebirah, Horror of the Deep, which is a giant cross between a crab and a shrimp that is attacking ships. It swims around an island that is controlled by Bad Doctor and all the minions he has.
Were they yellow? Sorry.
That's racist, but yes.
Ouch. It didn't have to be, I'm just saying.
It is a Toho production, and the monster Ebirah is a guy in a rubber suit. But as you watch this, you find out a couple of things. There are two other monsters involved. One
Mommy
is
monster and the daddy
Godzilla,
monster?
Huh.
not the mommy. And the other monster is Mothra.
They're actually in this movie?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So you can find this on, I think it is on YouTube. Yes, it was. Yeah, I watched it on YouTube. And it's kind of fun to see what the hell's going on. The thing that amazed me is that in this fortification you have soldiers and such. You have slaves that are creating a powder that is spread in through the water to keep Ebirah away from their boat. But the funny thing was, in this group, they have two scientists. And that's it. Two scientists that control what's going on. You're going, wait a minute. How are you getting away with this? Yep, they do. And It's funny to watch. It's, I want to say it's about 90 minutes long, which for a Godzilla movie was kind of weird at that time, because it was in 66. But it's fun to watch and make fun of. So I recommend it. I recommend Wild Action Bill, and I recommend this. I did not know this was a Godzilla movie.
And what was the name?
Ebirah.
Ebirah?
Ebirah. Ebirah is this monster, and it's funny as hell to watch, especially when Ebirah and Godzilla are tossing a boulder back and forth. It looks like they're playing catch or volleyball or something. You're going, really, people?
One guy in a rubber suit tossing a ball back and forth with another guy in a rubber suit.
Yes, one's standing in water and one is on land. So, but they do fight in the water too. And to my joy, I got to hear Godzilla's scream again. That always cracks me up. I just love it. So if you get the chance, try this one out. It's in color, so it makes a lot of fun out of it. And that's about what I've got.
That's pretty cool.
Interesting.
And how does that go again, Liz?
Right?
Oh, that was Liz. I thought Godzilla was actually on the call.
Right? I got it down.
I thought it was Super Chicken. I don't know.
One of the earlier ones. I wanted to watch that -1. I think it's on Netflix now. But
Really?
Yep, I haven't got around to that one yet, but I heard it was really, really, really good. So I'll have to make time for that one.
Yeah, if Raymond Burr ain't in it, I'm not interested. Nobody? Really? Come on now. Holy
What'd
cow.
you say?
Oh, damn. Not even going deep into the Godzilla oeuvre here, folks, for the jokes. It's not even barely scratching the surface.
Poor Mikey.
Ay, ay, ay.
Ay, 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 ay.
Ay, 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 ay.
No, he says, right.
Is someone in pain?
Yeah, I am now, yeah.
Yeah. I think we all are right now. Well, for me, I really don't have anything this week. Just a lot of other stuff's been kind of going on, so. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't have anything, so I'll do better next time.
Oh, good. You did Life this week. Sometimes that's more scarier than movies.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeesh. Okay. We are wrapping up Classic TV Month today. And we are focusing on, okay, how old is this? 60? It started back in
64. 64?
64, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah. Jeopardy.
And she had to do it one more time.
Of course. Mm-hmm. Here's a story.
Ouch.
I'll never be able to scrub my mind again.
Nope, just every time y'all watch Godzilla, think of that.
Do I have to?
Yep.
It's okay, Mikey. It's okay.
Or to fit with the theme, what is something you always have to do? No takers.
No, yeah, I get you. Form of a question. What the hell have we gotten ourselves into? I think it's,
Let's talk a little bit about Jeopardy.
Yeah, how many times has Godzilla been the answer on Jeopardy?
That's a good question.
Let's Google that.
You got to think there's got to be a website out there that has tracked this at least to some extent, right?
I'm sure.
I've now said I didn't think of this before. Then again, I hadn't heard the word Godzilla in days before.
You still haven't.
We even haven't had Godzilla on the show until just recently.
Hey, Godzilla can come on anytime he wants to defend himself.
Okay, well, you're putting him up if he comes.
That's the joy of recording remotely. He can record it from his lagoon at Bikini Atoll.
According to Beanie and Cecil, it was no Bikini Atoll.
Oh.
Google is going to make you search that or really look for that. The only thing that they say
Was not expecting a specific answer.
This fan took the name from the Japanese name for Godzilla. And the answer was who was
Gojira.
Yep, Gojira. And the guy answered it with who is gorillas.
Close, but no cigar.
Two different species and titans completely.
Very different types of bands, too, honestly. Including one being real.
Oh, and here's another one. In one of his many big screen battles for the Earth's survival, he fought against Ebirah and the smog monster.
Yes.
Answer
That
is
was
Godzilla.
that was the late 60s, early 70s?
I think.
When was that? Godzilla versus the smog monster. That was the 70s.
There are a lot of Godzilla movies.
Mm-hmm.
Because I always remember they would say, you have to fear Godzilla's breath, and you have to fear the smog monster's farts.
Did y'all see that thing that I posted on how Godzilla stands in the middle of the ocean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought about it till I saw that meme. It was like, what? Wait, how does he stand? Not 1,000 feet tall.
No. That was totally not how he did it. He's like a water polo player. He's just kicking like a madman under there.
Got little what are those booster things you can put and hydroplane on top of the water?
Mm-hmm.
He's got flippers.
He's got those on. He's doggy paddling underneath.
He's wearing a couple of submarines like roller skates.
Thomas?
Jeopardy, huh?
Yes.
I'm sorry I brought up Godzilla earlier, but go ahead.
Yeah, see, Jeopardy. People, if I don't know if they're available. Are they available? Is it available? Or could you like go back and watch the first season of Jeopardy anywhere? Is it possible that that's streaming somewhere? Because that would be really interesting. Because it's very different than what people are used to today.
Yes, it is. Because then your top or your first prize, not your top prize, but the first answers were in the $50 range. They went 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, I think.
Boy, that shit did not keep up with inflation then, did it?
Oh, hell no. And at first the contestants couldn't really get to the what is part of it for their answer, which was kind of funny. Yes, I am of the age that I watched it in 1964. So it was fun. Art Fleming was their first host, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd always ask, what do we have as a prize, Don Pardo? Who was his announcer. It was fun. Of course, the board was nothing more than the answers on cardboard sheets. So they would slide a cardboard sheet out of the $50 mark, and here's your answer. But it was entertaining at that time. And to me, it was much more enjoyable than what came later as Wheel of Fortune. Because you really got into Jeopardy, although to me, they weren't as tough questions as later in their series. Like, was it 84 that came back?
Yeah.
That's when Trebek took it over.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's just a grand showing for everything. It first appeared after they had the big scandal on $64,000 question.
What was the scandal?
$64,000 question was where they had two contestants in soundproof booths. And if somebody could answer certain questions, they got so many points. If they got to, I think it was 15 points or something like that, then they won the match. Thing is, one of the contestants was given the answers.
Uh-oh.
So I'm trying to remember, there's a movie about it.
Quiz show?
Yeah, the movie's Quiz Show.
Yes, Quiz Show. And it explained what was going on. Quiz Show had a good run, but Charles Van Doren ended up with pockets of money. And that's when it was found that the answers were being given to one of the the contestants. Yeah, if you get a chance, quiz show is a great watch.
Oh, I'll have to watch that.
Yeah. But Jeopardy was later, and there were game shows other than that on. I remember like Video Village, but you did have other programs, and Jeopardy was just something that wasn't mindless. It really made you think, and that was what America needed at the time. All of a sudden, you had smart people showing up, and not just somebody that could find a hat in a picture that had a lot of different lines, and you could have to find a hat. So I have fond memories of Jeopardy.
Yep, they managed to find a slightly different way of doing it, because quiz shows were not. They were losing favor, and other dumber game shows were kind of taking their place. And then one day Merv Griffin had an idea. He said, "Let's turn it around." And so they started. You had the question was an answer, and the answer was supposed to be in the form of a question. Who would have thought that would have been the thing that stuck for 60 years? Because Jeopardy's still on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's been off the air a couple of times, but not for more than a couple of years. I think the longest stretch was like 5 years. And even then, they were still showing reruns. I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always liked Jeopardy. I don't really watch it a whole lot now, but I did for a while. Quite a while. I don't watch much of anything anymore. I'm very boring.
Yeah, it's been a while since I watched it.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of the newer stuff, and I definitely haven't seen any of them without Alex on it. But back when Brandon was in pre-K, me and Phil got into a really, really bad motorcycle accident, and I had to go do physical therapy, and it was always an hour. And Jeopardy was on, and I knew when Jeopardy was over, it was time to get up and go home and get the kid. And so, I kind of formed a bond then with Jeopardy. But I think when I was younger, we actually watched like Wheel of Fortune or something instead. I did a book report on Vanna White in middle school. She was one of my heroes.
Oh, a lot of people did book reports on Vanna White in middle school.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think at that time she had just had a book or something come out, so it was kind of like, ooh, I found the loophole.
Hey, Vanna White was huge. I mean, Weird Al did a song about her. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You know you've made it.
If he mentions you at all.
Weird Al mentions you. But yeah, I used to like to try to beat the contestants to the right answer. This is probably part of why my friends don't play trivia games with me anymore.
Look out, he's smart.
You don't have to be smart to know a lot of stuff.
But to gain knowledge of something, you have to forget something, remember.
Oh, God. Those are the dumbest commercials ever.
They've used that on a lot of cartoons and stuff too. We gotta teach him. He forgot his name.
Yeah, at least there it's an excuse to teach a kid something.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know what the hell those commercials are for. That's how dumb they are.
So you forgot what was.
That's what I chose to forget, right?
Weren't they Uber commercials?
Maybe. I don't know. Damn it, Les. I tried to forget. But they keep pulling me back in.
That's it.
I don't know if it was a bunch, but they had some popular video games back in the day, too, as I recall.
Jeopardy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't there like. Yeah, you just said that. Okay. It's like, yeah, it was like on the computer. But
Yeah. They were
Yeah.
PC games. They were early PC games.
Yeah, I remember that. I think I had that because there wasn't like a whole lot of games you could play on your PC
Right.
back then.
Well said, Liz. Well said.
Rubber.
I agree with Gabby Johnson.
Not only is that authentic frontier gibberish.
Yep, definitely a classic. And I think it's one of those where if anybody hears that theme song, even if you've never watched the show, you know what it is.
Oh, it's a total meme at
Yep.
this point. 100%. You may not know what it's from, but you know what it means.
Yep.
You know it's a timer.
What about you, Thomas?
What about me?
What'd you think about it?
Tell us how much you hated Jeopardy.
Oh, I don't hate it, except for the fact it makes me feel stupid.
Not fast enough.
Again, knowing a ton of useless shit does not make you smart. Being able to rapid fire it out very quickly without stopping. Now, maybe that does, but it doesn't. Just raw knowledge is not. It's what you do with it that makes you smart.
But I mean, I like the show, and I definitely like the years when Alex was host, and boy, he is sorely missed.
Yes. They haven't quite sorted that out since he's been gone either.
Well, they've given it
It's Ken Jennings'
Doug
job.
Jim. Yeah, it's his to lose. Which,
I mean, is the show ever going to be as popular as it was with Alex Trebek again? Probably not. But,
no.
I mean, is he a great game show host? I don't know. I haven't really watched it much since he took over, but
he probably would if he had a personality, but you know.
well, I mean that
I
would
say
help.
he's kind of dry.
He's dry.
Alec wasn't like
The Sarah.
hilarious or anything, but he could be funny when he wanted to be. You know, he was serious, but Jenner's just kind of like serious all the time. When he tries to be funny, you can tell it's just that he's trying to be funny. So
Right. Maybe they need to add a comedy writer to the script team on it. Who knows?
yeah,
Then we just find out how badly he delivers the jokes. But anyway,
right.
who knows? Like I said, I'm not
And
going to
there's
judge the guy.
some people you just don't have to write that kind of stuff for. It just comes right to them, you know.
Hmm. And that used to be a big part of being a game show host.
Yeah.
Back when that wasn't quite such a ridiculous job to have.
You had to have a personality.
I mean, there were always bad ones, but you always knew the names of the good ones.
Yeah. Even if you didn't watch the show, you knew the names of the good ones.
Mm-hmm.
Who were some of the good ones?
Alex Trebek.
Mm-hmm.
Bob Barker. He will always be the GOAT. Like, yeah.
No.
Now I got to go with like Bill Cullen. Man,
Well,
was on TV forever.
Who's been the longest running in their show?
Pat Sajak is up there.
Pat, yeah. Pat just ended like 45 years.
Oh, wow.
I think you might get some argument about him being one of the greats, but I mean,
Well,
he
he's
did it for a
another
long
one.
time.
He could come off kind of like a jackass. His funny was to kind of make people feel bad, you know? Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think you got that when he failed at being funny. I think he could be funny, but I think it was very conditional, and it kind of depended on what kind of mood he was in at the time, and also the fact that, I mean, they don't shoot game shows like they shoot regular sitcoms. You get a lot more of him every year than you get of, I don't know, who the hell's in a sitcom right now? I don't even know. Are there sitcoms anymore? I've lost track.
Yes, there are.
Yeah. There's a few good ones out still.
I don't know. I tend to not like the ones that the majority of people think are good, so I realized that a few years back and stopped paying attention. But my point was, yes, he could be an ass, but he also could be really good at times.
Yeah.
And I think that balance, I think he was good often enough that they kept him around for 45 years. So, there's that.
I saw him in Vanna as like good cop, bad cop. She was the nice one.
Wasn't it like 15 years before they let Vanna speak or something? Or did she always say hi at the
I
beginning?
think she always came out and talked to him.
I don't
remember that far back. I remember her doing it for a long time, but I don't remember all the way back to the beginning.
Yeah.
It's another interesting way to make a living in game shows, is to do what Vanna White did.
Yeah.
Not many people have actually managed that. I mean, basically to be a model on a show that doesn't involve modeling.
Yeah. That's true.
And I mean, I guess originally it was because somebody had to go out there and spin the letter thingies so that they would show up, because this was, I don't want to say it was pre-electronics, but it was sure as hell pre them having the money on a show like that to pay for something that you could do with a remote control.
Yeah.
And then who was the guy who did Love Connection? Chuck
Woolery. Yep.
Yeah. I liked him too.
We'll be back in 2 and 2.
2 and 2. Yep. Didn't he also do like the Newlywed Game?
No, he originally did Wheel of Fortune.
Oh.
He was the he was the first host.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought it was Pat.
I think Pat came along pretty quickly, but
yeah.
And Woolery's got a new show on about so kind of like named that game show. It's on Amazon, I believe.
Okay.
didn't know he was still around.
Nope. I
Yeah.
don't either.
Did you know he was a part of a band? He was in a rock and roll band.
Huh.
I did not know that.
I
No.
didn't either.
Was he just a singer in a rock and roll band?
I believe so.
Hmm. Come on. Don't leave me hanging like that. Come on.
They're cruel.
You keep your Moody Blues references to yourself, sir.
Okay.
I was trying to think of the song, and that's the only thing I could think of.
It literally is the title of the song.
Yeah.
Moody Blues doesn't get enough credit. They were pretty good.
Yep.
Who was it that created the theme song for Jeopardy?
Merv Griffin had a hand in it.
Yeah, that part I remember. Don't know who else was involved.
Says the majority of Jeopardy's music was written by the show's creator, television game shows mogul Merv Griffin. The popular question and answer program has seen an evolution of theme music, but really only one sound has stuck since the show first debuted in 1964. Merv Griffin did. And his estate receives royalties each time the song is played.
That I can believe.
Yep.
Oh, this is cool. Griffin originally wrote the 30-second jingle in 1963 as a lullaby for his 5-year-old son, Tony, to help him fall asleep.
That's an interesting birth.
Right. Could you imagine trying to fall asleep to do-do-do?
Right, but the deal is that becomes that's the cultural reference burning a hole in your psyche. I could easily see it if you do it like slowly and quietly. Sure, it could be like kind of like a lullaby. But yeah, the deal is it became known for the timer effect, the stress that it puts you under because it's a countdown.
Down to the wire.
Mm-hmm.
Do 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 do.
I'm just saying, when we do finally talk about Corman movies, I expect to hear Liz humming a whole lot of theme songs.
There you go.
From obscure-ass Corman movies. The precedent has
I've been
set.
watching. Yep. I like my music.
Just remember, the original version of, now I'm going to blank. Little Shop of Horrors was not a musical.
Yeah.
Dave Moranis? No?
Rick, and that was not the original version. That was the remake. That was a musical.
See, I'm keeping you on your toes, Jeopardy style.
Does WTF count as a question? Because if so, that's my answer.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. Upon his retirement, Merv Griffin, he sold Jeopardy for guess how much?
$1 million.
No. $250 million. That's a lot of money.
When was this? When did he retire?
86 is when it was sold. Yeah.
Damn.
To Columbia Pictures. It was a unit of a Coca-Cola company.
Yeah, see, you had to have Coca-Cola money to be able to afford that shit.
Right.
Also explains why you only ever see Coke products in Universal movies. I don't know, I'm making that up, but it sounded good.
Sounded great.
I believed it.
Not a word of truth in it, but it sounded great.
Exactly. Is it bullshit or not?
Nice reference.
Mm-hmm.
Another underrated classic.
Yes.
Oh, by far.
Henry Silva.
Have we made you watch Amazon Women on the Moon, Liz?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think that's one Les told me not to watch.
Oh, no.
What?
No.
I would not tell you that.
No, if anything, he told you that you can watch it with Brandon.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So it's not like Southern Fried?
It is not. No, it is actually
Kentucky
very
Fried.
much like Kentucky Fried Movie, but
Yes,
it doesn't
it's very
have.
much.
But it's not quite as raunchy.
I may have to look that one up then.
It's pretty good.
Mm. There's no Thelma here. Look, the bitch does not live here.
Before he got a or a talk show.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Back
hell.
back when he was still a comedian.
Right. Well, and Don No Soul Simpson.
Mm-hmm. David Allen Greer at his finest.
Chim, chimney,
Chim, chim, chim. Is that what you were singing?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what he was
Okay.
singing.
That's what Don was singing too. Yeah.
Now I gotta watch Mary Poppins.
You gotta watch Amazon Women on the Moon.
Yeah.
You can get that song both places.
Oh yeah?
Mm-hmm. For real. And it's not a musical.
And what was the president of the David Hartman fan club?
Yeah, that was when they made the informational video about people with no soul.
Right.
Yep.
So, Liz, you got your work cut out for you.
I do. I went from nothing to watch to all kinds of stuff to watch. I gotta learn some theme songs.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently I know some of them from watching Mary Poppins.
Well, we wandered off of Jeopardy again, but that's kind of to be expected.
I'll take Where's That Path for 500, please.
A 7-letter word that is pretty much the theme of our podcast. What is tangent?
It's like an orange, isn't it?
It's both an orange and a math problem at the same time.
Oh, Jeopardy.
Jeopardy. Fun show. Especially if you're a trivia nerd like me.
Yep.
Still on the air.
It's still on the air. Mm-hmm.
How many other shows have been on the air for 60 years?
Price is Right.
I think it's been longer.
It's in its 47th season.
Is that all?
No.
Wow.
Oh, its first episode was September 4th, 1972.
Oh, wow.
I don't think so.
Wikipedia
I think it was...
says so.
Yeah, that's from IMDb.
Maybe in its current form, yeah.
Well, this show's not about The Price is Right. This show's about Jeopardy, so we're not going to start a turf war over game shows now. Gosh.
Say now they did say that it was also known as the new Price is Right, so it could have been from a rebrand, you know.
Yeah.
That I would believe.
They do get something to get that young whippersnapper Bob Barker in there.
No kidding.
But since 1972, it's had 9,700 episodes.
Damn.
Yep.
That seems like a lot.
And Bob Barker hosted 6,726 of those episodes.
That's like almost as many games as Cal Ripken played. Okay.
Good point.
Bad time for a sports ball reference, apparently. Also, it's not true. Ripken's was like in the 2200s or something. But anyway.
Right.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Check it out.
Yep, definitely check it out.
Approval. Thumbs up. 7 stars. I don't know, however you want to rank it.
Alrighty, on that note, we are going to take a quick break and be back with Geek News for you. And we're back, and it's time for Geek News for you. In this segment, we bring a couple of news items to the table for discussion. And this week, it's Les and myself. And Les, would you go first, please, sir?
Thank you, sir. As a prequel to a posting we did that concerned Francesco Mattina, we have an article that was on the 22nd, posted on the 22nd of June. I'm feeding in the article from Bleeding Cool about Francesco Mattina and kind of like Marvel reacting to Mattina's work. It was obviously before the article on the 22nd, and in this they talked to Adi Granov, who was being swiped by Mattina, talked to Scott Williams, who is Jim Lee's inker, about the idea, and it's really well done. If you get the chance, read this. Read both articles, because it is fun to understand exactly what was going on. And Mattina had both Marvel and DC involved in this controversy. So, to me, this is a huge blow to Mattina, for one. It's sad because the artwork is amazing.
Yeah.
But you can't get away with this stuff. You need to do your own stuff, and you have to own up to it. And obviously, Mattina was not too happy about his reaction to it. So, if you get the chance, take a look at this article.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think we'll see more and more of this.
Seems like it's getting easier to kind of fudge in this direction.
Yeah.
Which is a bummer.
It is.
Yeah. Alrighty. for me, my article is kind of rather timely. It was announced that there will be a new Forever stamp that will go on sale Monday, July 22nd. That will feature Alex Trebek.
Oh, wow.
Ah,
Huh. Okay.
very cool.
The sheet will have 20 stamps, and it has Alex Trebek on the side, but the stamps themselves are basically the monitors. And on the stamp it says, "This naturalized U.S. citizen hosted the quiz show Jeopardy for 37 seasons." Then underneath that, upside down, it says, "Who is Alex Trebek?"
Aw,
Well, that's kind of nice.
that is.
And it's actually available for pre-order right now, but they will officially go on sale on Monday, July 22nd. So
That's interesting.
That's
is.
cool. That's cool that they're doing that. Wow.
It's like they knew what we was talking about tonight.
Right? Steve must
They
have told
heard. They heard it early.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, Mikey, Steve told him.
And for the record, Trebek hosted more than 8,200 episodes,
Oh, wow.
Cool.
setting the Guinness World Record for hosting the most episodes of a single game show.
And that was not his first game show either.
Nope.
Oh, no. I've
What
seen
was
him
his first game show?
I've seen him do 2 or 3 of them. He did like classic concentration.
Uh-huh.
What was the other one?
He did one where there were 2 contestants, and I think they were given clues. They had to figure out who it was or what it was, where it was, whatever. I can't remember the name.
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up myself.
I seen it on like Game Show Network.
He hosted High Rollers.
Okay,
I don't think
that wasn't.
I don't think that was the one you're talking about. But
No.
it's the one out of this list that I'm looking at that looked familiar.
And was it Double Dare?
That was Mark Summers.
No, there was another one.
Oh, was there?
They were the same name. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the main game pitted 2 contestants in isolation booths attempting to correctly identify a person, place, or thing based on one-sentence clues. Yeah, that's Double Dare.
Yeah.
Not the one I remember.
Well,
This is well
This
before
right-
the one you remember.
Right.
It's like
this
10
was
years
from
earlier.
1976 to 1977. Oh.
Yeah, very short run.
So.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he did the pilot for Starcade? Okay. Did not know that.
I may have to go to the post office in about a month.
Mm. Yeah, the image looks pretty cool. Because it's set up like the wall of monitors, just like the show, and then he's standing next to it. So they did a really good job. And for the record, the subjects were entertainment, game show hosts, famous Alexes, and forever stamps.
I have some Lucy and Batman Forever stamps. Every once in a while, they'll put some cool ones out.
looking at his acting career, he played himself, 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 he played himself.
I see a common thread here.
As long as he wasn't playing with himself.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow.
He was on the Weird Al show.
Huh.
It says as himself, host of Jeopardy, but apparently it was only voice only.
That's pretty cool too.
But yeah, pretty much the host of Jeopardy is all his acting career.
I don't recall him in Free Guy, but I could be wrong there.
Episode of X-Files as a man in black who Agent Mulder thought looked incredibly like himself.
I get told I look like myself all the time.
Very cool.
It was pretty cool.
Yep.
Actually did an episode of Scooby-Doo and Guess Who. Oh, that was released after he had passed. In Hot in Cleveland, he played himself, and he played Park Ranger Alex Trebek.
Okay. I liked Hot in Cleveland. I thought that was funny.
Alrighty. Any special mentions or shout-outs this week?
No, like I said, just a reminder that we're taking next week off.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
New episode, 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to let Liz watch what she needs to now.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Learn all my songs.
We've got a lot of songs to learn.
Okay, we'll go ahead and move on to our regular shout-outs. I want to thank Pop Goes the Culture for allowing us to be part of a great group of fellow podcasts. Definitely check them out. There will be a link in our show notes. We also want you to check out the fine men and women who have been kind enough to spread the word of the fellowship by retweeting or reposting our links on X. That is Potter and Family. The best way to do that is do a search, hashtag Potter and Family, one word. Scroll through whatever catches your eye. Click on that link and download the episode, and I hope you have a great time listening to them. I want to thank Manny the Martyr for supplying music to our podcast. There'll be a link in the show notes where you can check out their music. And finally, you, dear listener, thank you for downloading and listening to today's episode. We value your feedback. Any comments, questions, suggestions, complaints, observations, what have you, please send them our way. Email is email@thefellowshipofthegeeks.net, or you can go to the About Us on our website, the About Us page. There is a contact form you can fill out there. I think we mentioned we do have a Discord that's free to join. We post a lot of news items, stuff for discussion, stuff to laugh at. We'll have some activities, that kind of thing going on there. There is an invite on our homepage. And sign up for Discord is free, and it's available on all the app stores. Social media, we're on Facebook, The Fellowship of the Geeks. We're on Instagram and Twitter as @Fellowship Geeks. If you want to follow our personal Twitter/X accounts, Mike can be found @MikeyGeek. Liz can be found @LN_geek. Les may or may not be found @FakeLesWebster. And I can be found @TomTCGeek. and from wherever you download our episodes, if you'd be so kind as to rate and review the show, it would be greatly appreciated. Anything else before we say goodbye?
Just thanks, everybody.
Yep. Thanks, everybody.
Appreciate you listening.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We appreciate the support as always. Until next time, geek on, my friends.
We thank you for listening to the show. Comments, suggestions, and questions can be sent to email@thefellowshipofthegeeks.net. You can follow us on Facebook at The Fellowship of the Geeks and on Twitter at Fellowship Geeks. Until next time,